Good evening to everyone. Welcome to the September version of the Woodside Fire Protection District Board of Directors meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock and ask if anyone has come to make a general public comment first before we get to our first item. Does anyone have a comment about something not on the agenda they wish to talk about? I do not see anyone wishing to make such a statement, so I'm going to move us to our first item of the evening, which will be a public hearing where members of the public will be provided an opportunity to speak if they wish on the topic of the final budget. This topic is where we will consider and possibly adopt a final budget for the Woodside Fire Protection District for the fiscal year 2025-2026. Does anyone from the public wish to make a statement in the public hearing? I do not believe anyone wishes to make a statement in the public hearing. Going once, going twice, gone. I'm going to call to a close the public hearing and would at this point entertain a motion to approve or discuss the final budget for the Woodside Fire Protection District.
I'll move that we adopt the final budget.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 It is unanimously adopted. We've adopted the final budget. Thanks to everyone for working through that, including all the last minute changes to some of the topics, but I'm glad we got there in time. We then move to the consent agenda, and if anyone wishes to discuss, we can do that. But if not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Propose a motion to adopt the consent agenda as documented and proposed.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Consent agenda is approved. All looked very normal course of business. That brings us to the 3 regular agenda business items. I will stop before each one and see if there is any public comment to be had. The first of these is to consider and possibly adopt Resolution 2503, a resolution establishing appropriation limits for the Woodside Fire Protection District. I will note one small change to the version that was distributed, which is the date in this is to be today's date. What was distributed in the packet is last board meeting's date. So does anyone have, and I mentioned that to Ruben, I think we'll be fine simply correcting it as we go, as long as we approve the amended version that I just created. Does anyone have any topics? This is a very standard appropriation limits resolution we do every year to set these things. But if folks want to talk about it, we certainly can do that. But if not, I would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2503 with the date corrected.
I'll move that we adopt resolution 2503.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 2503 is unanimously adopted. Take a moment to do our signatures. We'll note for all those attending at home that these first 2 resolutions are ones we do every year that are simply part of the standard operating procedure, establishing proper appropriation limits for what we do. And this next one, I will ask if anyone of the public wishes to make a comment or state anything about resolution 2 before we hit it. This will be the resolution fixing the employer contribution under the Public Employees Medical and Hospital Care Act at an equal amount for employees and annuitants. It's a good Scrabble word, annuitant. Again, pretty standard, and we want to make sure that we are paying the full contribution appropriately. Does anyone have discussion before members of the public wish to speak? Okay. Then at this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll move that we adopt resolution 2504.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have unanimously adopted resolution 2504. This was just me. Yeah. That will bring us to the next item, which is to approve a property use agreement with the Woe Foundation for the property that we own in Woodside for the Day of the Horse. Is there anyone from the community that wishes to speak in favor or opposed to this next resolution? Does not look like it. I will briefly summarize since I don't think we've done this one before and seemed fine, but would be happy to discuss.
Yeah, so I was approached by the Woodside Horse Owners Association a few months back, and they were requesting if they could use the front part of the lot for the Day of the Horse event. Hours would be from 11 to 3. Basically, they want to do a photo walk with some horses, and it's the Day of the Horse event for the weekend in the town. Expecting a large crowd that'll be near town center, and then they'll funnel throughout the district doing rides and whatnot. But that was their request, so I went ahead and honored that request. Figured it was a nice thing to do. They used to use that property when Shirley owned it back in the day. So I figured we're not doing anything with it. It wouldn't hurt to, show some support for the horse community here. So that's that.
I also saw they had a fake horse in the
Yeah,
field advertising, which I thought was
yeah.
great. One of the ladies asked me if maybe we put a fence up, and I said, well, why? So your fake horse doesn't escape? I think we're gonna do that because we're gonna
Yeah.
develop the property, but that's a different topic.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions or concerns about this? It's just kind of shocking to me in this day and age in California. It's a lend your neighbor some property. We end up with like an agreement that looks roughly like the end of World War II.
10 pages, I went through all the insurance, had it vetted by our legal team and everything. So it's all
Sorry that it has to be that, but I'm
Yeah.
glad we're doing something. It's
Right.
always been a good group, and it's a great day
Yeah.
for horses in the town. So if no one has a different issue with it, I would entertain a resolution to approve the agreement.
I'll move that we approve the property use agreement with Woe.
Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
all right,
This has been approved. I don't need this time. Okay. You got sign.
It's just. To there.
Yeah, so. Excellent. Well, thanks. So I guess we even had a plaque map in this thing.
I put it in there.
Yeah, if we know what property we're at.
Yeah, for sale.
Come on over to the station.
That was specific.
We could look up the horses.
Many things I worked on.
I'm sure they tie up well in there. Okay, that brings us to staff reports. I thank everyone for all the work that I know everyone does every month for the staff reports. I hope they're of some use to the command staff too.
Yeah,
not just
absolutely.
To us. I noted that it was interesting. We were doing lateral training material for our lateral folks, which is a new or a rejuvenated thing, and also that we're reviving driver training for more folks, so we have more drivers. Good idea. I'm pleased we're bringing some folks on to clear or to work on the backlog for inspection, the per diem inspectors. Seems like a really good idea. The only comment I'd written down is we noted that there was an info on the whole topic of alerting during the event, and I thought that event was incredibly well handled, and thank God, and well covered here. It was noted that an info level event alert went out. No one I know got it, so I'm just sort of curious to what group that went out. It wasn't an SMC alert, I assume it was something else.
It was, and it did cover 6,000, well, the first alert was 6,000 people. I think another alert went out to like 36,000 people. There were lots of different people, like I got it and I was in San Mateo. Another guy got it, he was way out of the area, San Jose, another guy got it, so people did get it, but I don't know,
So-
like.
so that's actually what- Is it geolocated to where you currently are?
It's
So I
geolocated,
was-
no, specific to around the incident.
Right, but also.
And if you're an alert
Right,
person,
so when I didn't get it that morning, some of that time I was up in Millbrae, so maybe I shouldn't have gotten it.
you should have gotten it because it's people who are, cause just like I got it, but it was. You have to be registered SMC alert
Every
person
time I
to
get,
get
every
it.
time I freaking.
Yeah,
freeze
I
out.
don't, we don't have an answer, cause a lot of people said we didn't.
I'll just encourage you to keep noting how that thing is working, or
Yeah.
working, and literally every time a tree falls, we get
Yeah.
those things, and.
And we went to a
And
message.
it was appropriate that, and I'm glad you think 37,000 people got it. I wonder if they really did, but that is, we should err on the side. Like, if we're gonna send a stuff about trees falling down and little tiny roads closed, we should let them, there's the fire, even if it's not that
Yeah,
close. So
yeah.
just keep trying to learn about it, because
Yeah.
something was a
Yeah,
little
we
weird there.
did, and we went
Did
to
you
a
get that?
class.
I don't think I got it on the SMC alert.
Did you get any alert?
Well, I saw.
Yeah, a bunch of people calling you.
No,
obviously,
yeah, I know, I didn't get it
too.
timed.
That was my alert, is 10 of my friends like, what the?
Yeah, I didn't get it, but a guy that I was with, we were in Tahoe, his house was in that, kind of evacuation zone, he got it, so. I don't
I
know.
just want us to understand.
And I was just, yeah.
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 And maybe if there's any way that the county can go, like, you can go back and look at who you thought you sent that to and ask people. But like, all of us are on SMC alert, none of us got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think the county's report only showed like, if you have this many people went to, the percentage of it went to, not specifically who it didn't go to.
Yeah, no, I don't want, who didn't.
Yeah, no, it's just there's a percentage, but that's something we can look into.
Yeah.
We all did go to a class recently because the county put one on SMC alert, so.
Like,
Okay.
on messaging,
Yeah, but we all got the one 2 days ago with all the blanks in it, I assume.
yeah,
Yes.
Here,
we all-
template, if you had found a lending foundation, there was an incident name,
did you get a text message first and an email?
I don't even remember.
Okay, cause I got the text message for that incident,
And
and
then
then
the
in the email was blank, so.
I think maybe that is what happened,
Yeah.
because I think I did get both,
That's
but
what
like,
we did,
That
yeah.
was for the-
unfortunately, because
Yeah.
there's such a storm of crap that comes over it, people don't even. It's like, it's bad, because they don't always look at each one like it's an importance, but then they don't even get one at all when there's a fire nearby, they're confused. So I've yet to find someone that I've talked to that actually got it within Woodside,
Yeah,
but maybe, I'm sure there is.
right,
So whatever, I just wanna, again, I want us to be ready
Yeah.
for that question next time, this time it didn't really matter.
yeah.
Okay, those are my thoughts. I was also not surprised, but bummed that our type 3 engines can be a little late, push back,
Yeah.
yeah, we get into the rainy season anyway, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter, I guess, by then, but I was excited to see it.
Yeah.
Anyone have other thoughts on staff reports, anything else?
No, not for me.
I just need to add something, just so it's also clarified. So the draft ordinance for the fire prevention code was sent out today to both towns and the county for them to start reviewing, for ratification. Our first reading with you all will be in October, the last Tuesday of the month as usual. However, the second reading, because of Thanksgiving in November, we just want to make sure it's in everyone's minds. It will be on November 18th, which is when our board was scheduled to meet.
We had changed at the beginning of the year to not get in line with the holiday week of Thanksgiving, so
It's a week
November
early.
18th is the next.
So what you're really asking is, are we all three here?
Yeah, are you?
We've already covered October,
Yeah.
one of us isn't, but two of us
Yeah.
are. Could we, just while we're here, it's probably not what we're supposed to do, let's each take a look at November, since we're not allowed to email with each other in between these meetings or anything.
And the date was again?
November 18th.
18th.
That's the Tuesday. Yeah, I'm here.
I also appear to be here, my annual meeting's the next day, so I can't go anywhere.
One more second, sorry.
No, take your time. I'm not sure it's a good idea, so I'll just say that before I open my mouth. Should we get a copy of what form this is in now?
Yes,
What
I
tends to
do.
happen is sometimes this turns into a complete cluster mess right at the end after there's been a couple go rounds with the town, and then we're brought into it like, oh, wait a minute, calm down, everyone. I
Yes.
think maybe you could just copy us.
So I'm
some
actually
nature.
sending it to you all. It's
Okay.
gonna be published on our website. We're pushing out through social media and the newsletters that it is available to the
Okay.
public.
This isn't on the agenda, so we shouldn't talk about it, but when you do this, send this, could you just like highlight the major areas that that we should pay attention to? That'll allow us to
Will,
be up to speed better for this next meeting and not get blindsided. Not that there's anything to get blindsided about. Okay. Sure, it'll be completely smooth. Fire chief's report.
Yeah, so I was gonna discuss the Edgewood fire incident. Obviously, it was a big topic that occurred August 30th for us. Happened on right about 1653, initially reported as a vehicle fire that progressed into a grass fire, fast moving grass fire up a steep slope, right, northbound 280, just beyond Farm Hill, right below the college campus there. So you guys have driven by, seen the burn scar, you can see the burnt asphalt where the car was parked and the place was parked. Yeah, did you? Yeah.
I did, it was really
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah.
Right up there.
So yeah, this incident was located in mutual threat zone within our local response area. The weather that day was 89 degrees, 22% humidity, 2 to 3 miles an hour. Quickly escalated to a fourth alarm. Brought in resources from Woodside, CAL FIRE, Redwood City, Menlo Park, San Mateo. It also included a full state response, initiated bringing 2 additional CAL FIRE chiefs, air attack 2 air tankers, 2 helicopters, 9 Type 3 fire apparatus, 2 hand crews, and a bulldozer. So we had a lot of equipment there, obviously with our fourth alarm, San Mateo County resources as well. Because of all the stakeholders involved, we went to a unified command that was established between Woodside Fire, CAL FIRE, Sheriff's Office, CHP, and DEM. The fire was quickly contained, 1,800 hours, was mapped at about 10 acres. Besides the burn vegetation and damage, it burned some fencing, some fence posts. I think we had to take down some fencing to make some egress into one of the properties. There's no structural damage and no injuries. Crews did a great job mitigating this incident. So I was out of town, but Paul was there. Chief was there, first in battalion chief on that incident, so crews did a great job. It was nice. I got back that night, toured the fire area the next day, talked to some of the homeowners, on landing on Mission Trail. Some received the messaging, some did not. Some self-evacuated, some did not. So, all in all, it's a good incident, that, we learned some things from, and, thankfully it wasn't worse than it was.
Were the air tankers actually used or were they just on standby?
They were used.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
put some retardant strips,
Yeah.
Okay,
right over off Mission Trail.
okay.
Was that section of 280 actually cut by Caltrans or was that uncut? It was all burned by the
Well,
time
the
I saw
hill
it.
is not cut.
Yeah.
Typically, they just.
All around it, like 10 feet was cut, up, which is the usual thing, so
But
I guess
do that.
a cinder got up over 10 feet,
Yeah.
then it just went.
Well, then it got into the eucalyptus a little bit there,
Yeah.
and so the wind was actually going southeast
Yeah.
at the time, and then it crests up on the hill and flew over, so.
Yeah,
Just,
so that neighborhood was all nervous, and
Yeah.
weird that it like went down kind of under the
Underneath
underpass.
the hill,
yeah,
And then
yeah.
sucked under the
Right over
underpass.
towards the other, on ramp to 280 to southbound, and then right into, over towards Mission Trail.
Yeah, it was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm lucky there wasn't much wind.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see, Wednesday, September 3rd, we had a strike team request that was sent for assistance to the TCU Lightning Complex fire. We sent one engine with 4 people. They were gone for about 6 days, I think it was in total. We also sent out a single resource person as a radio operator for 15 days, then went down south to the Garnett fire, I think, which was near maybe Fresno, somewhere in that area. All resources returned home safely. Again, we had the chili cook-off. I just want to say it was a great sold-out event hosted this weekend. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the foundation, all the volunteers, all our department personnel that helped out making it happen. It was a great event. Hopefully, we'll have a foundation meeting here shortly to kind of recap how it went and figure out all the costs and what happened as far as what we can do better next time. It was something to learn from. Promotions, on September 24th, we promoted firefighter paramedic Mark Akiyama to position of captain. That was to fill an opening that occurred. He'll start his new role tomorrow on human shift, the B shift.
Great.
October 1st. Right. T-Mobile update, had a meeting this morning. It's moving forward. The electrical pedestal just got installed, signed off, middle of November. They're gonna put in the next pole. And they said it should be wrapped up before the end of the year. So more to follow on that one.
Fingers crossed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
San Mateo County,
Christmas tree. Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
San Mateo County updates, the county fire and deputy chiefs are working on a revised county alarm plan with modifier updates. We'll be returning back to an AVL system, which means that will dispatch, right now we use like a 50 deep in each jurisdiction or each block. We have 50 units that are calculated for that response. So no matter what happens, there's always a unit that will be able to go. We're gonna be switching to a AVL closest resource response. We initiated that about 1.5 or 2 years ago with the new CAD came out. And then it didn't work properly. So we took a step back, went back to the old system, had to go through a bunch of software changes and a lot of work on everybody's end to make it to what it is now. So that's gonna take effect January 5th. We're hoping that moves smoothly. It's gonna be a nice new program.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then lastly, the state fire updates. There's been a total of 7,227 fires. Burned over 500,000 acres so far this year.
So that's a good year.
Yeah, that's a good,
Scary.
yeah. And now we have a little change in the weather, which is great for us. It's cooled down. We have some more moisture in the air, so.
Yeah, I've been ready. I got almost an inch already the last couple of days.
Wow.
Yeah. So they put the reservoirs there, I guess, but. Not that.
Yeah. It's good.
All right, well, thank you.
Yep.
Do we have any written communications?
Doing written communication, I have a thank you from somebody on landing, a great job. You guys did on the fire. I know Station 7, you guys have received a lot of,
Yeah.
a lot of food and probably some cars that didn't make it my way, so.
We should
Pays to be in Station Six.
slow down.
Keep hearing about it.
Oh, yeah.
Getting it out over here.
Excellent. We don't often get a card that says, thank you for saving my house. It's
Yeah.
Good feedback. Yeah. Okay, that will bring us to the end of the open meeting. What's gonna happen now is, we were gonna go into closed session for two items, which I will introduce in just a moment. We will then resume open session at the end of that. And if we have any reportable items, we will report those when we come back into open session. The two topics we will hit in closed session as related in the agenda are first, a conference with labor negotiators under Government Code 54957.6 with agency representatives Matt Miller, Chief Kasheri, Deputy Fire Chief Eric Zabala, employee organization San Mateo County Firefighters, IAFF Local 2400 District 9, also employee organization Woodside Fire Protection District Chief Officers, and also the unrepresented employees, which this time I'm not going to enumerate just to see if that gets me in trouble. That's going to be our first topic. The second topic is a public employee appointment discussion under Government Code Section 54957 on the topic of the fire chief. Those are our two topics for a closed session. And with that, we are going to end the open session and we will resume when we come out of this closed session. Thank you very much. Ruben, if you want to cruise, you can cruise. Thank you.